Yeah. He's in the Tobagos, we growing like fresh tomatoes. Them boys on fire, too fuego. We pass it round, hot potato. Everything is nuevo. I'm with my sweetie like Quavo. Need my cheese, need that queso. Need my bread, need that bankroll. Wake up, yes, Lord, I'm thankful. Another day on my schedule. Steady blocking the devil. I tell a hater, God bless rich moments.
So, welcome to the Physio. You are most likely here today because you experienced some kind of pain in your finger. And you're wondering if it could be one of these pulley thingies that you keep hearing about. So today we're going to try and go through what is a pulley injury, how do you kind of test yourself, and what should you do, how should you adapt in your training to any injuries or strains in this area. So let's try and get through it. Yeah, here we go. So to start out with, we should kind of learn a bit about what is a pulley injury, how our pulleys located in our fingers, and how do you find them? Like if you want to palpate your finger to see if you can cause some pain, we need to understand how it's structured at first. So let me get the camera a bit closer and I'll try and zoom in on my hand and kind of draw and show you what you need to do, okay? So I brought myself a marker and let's try and draw how the different pulleys are located in the hand. So most likely you clicked on this video because you have pain in a finger. Most likely it's the ring finger, and most likely it's right here. This is like the most common area for pain. So, but let's try and draw out how the pulleys are located. We have 5 pulleys. So the 5 pulleys are located with number 1, 3, and 5. They're called what we call joint pulleys. So they're like located above the joints here. So this is 5 up here. I can write 5 up here. This is 3, and this is 1. Then we have pulley number 2. It's located on the proximal half of your proximal phalange. So it's in this area, going this way. And then we have number 4, which is on the medial aspect of the palmar surface of your middle phalange. So it's here. So we have number 4 and number 2. Boom. So what you should start doing before you assess yourself, because that's what we want to kind of get out of these videos, so you have something you can do at home. You need to recreate how the pain emerged. Was it like a sudden thing where you kind of felt something happen, or something that just came gradually over time? If it's something that happened sudden, like a snap, you could hear a pop or anything like this, this is often described by people who actually had some pulleys tear, most likely pulley number 2, and maybe also number 3. So if you have heard any of this, you should be very cautious about how you test yourself if you're in the first like 7 to 10 days post-injury. Try not to put too much force on your fingers right now during this testing. So you might have heard about this pulley system, and the way it operates is that it's just kind of tunnel anchors that fasten the tendons to the bone. So when you exert some power, the tendon is kept close to the bone in here. If the pulleys are gone, like if could you move, Luca? if the pulleys, like if number 2 and 3 are gone, you would start being able to see what's called bowstringing, and that just means if I have some rope here. So if you kind of imagine that your tendon is attached like this to your finger. If pulley number 2 and 3 goes away and goes all the way out to 4, then if you crimp, you start seeing your tendon lift out from your finger, and you would see the skin like pull out here. But you need quite a bit of damage for this to appear. If it's only number 2, sometimes it's possible to feel a bit of difference from one hand to the other. But mostly we need more damage than this. Either way, conventional treatment is the normal course of action for this. Unless you have severe damage, then surgery might be the option. But other than that, pulley tears 2, 3, 4, it's normally conventional treatment. Stuff you can do at home. Yeah? So you need to first recreate how it happened. Came over time, happened suddenly, there was a snap involved. And then you start from the bottom, palpating like over above pulley number 1. You go to pulley number 2 and try and get a pattern about how you feel the pain in your finger. Most likely, your pain will be situated around here in this area. Maybe a bit on the joint as well, but getting steadily better as you move away from the middle joint here. So after you palpated your finger and tried to locate the pain, and if it's in this area, we could suspect that it's a pulley injury. But you also have 2 tendons going into your finger here. One of them goes to around the level of pulley number 4, and the other one goes all the way to the distal phalange out here. So there's quite a bit more stress on the first pulleys here. And it could also be that the pain is originating from the tendons itself instead of the pulleys. So how we want to differentiate between that is if you try and make a crimp grip like this and just put a bit of force into it, not a much, especially not a much if your injury was pretty close to now. You should be in 7 to 10 days out. So if you put a bit of force in the crimp position and you feel pain, you just stop here. Then you try and go to an open hand. So you just lock the distal part of your fingers and you try assert a bit of force again. If the pain is not there this time, okay, then we really start suspecting it's most likely a pulley issue. So what you want to do with the pulleys, you want to be quite careful because as with all the structures in our hands, what's most common about them is that they function 100% correct until they don't anymore. So you might be in a bit of pain, you think it's not too bad. You go climb on it and it will just tear all the way. So you have to be like in the lower pain ranges, tolerable pain, if you are going to climb on it. And especially if it should be like a steady overuse injury than more than an overload injury where you acutely have a damage or a pop or anything like it. So ways to get around this is in your training, move a bit over to open hand grips. So you use the end of your fingers a bit more. And also maybe introduce a bit of taping to take a bit of the load from your tendons away from your pulleys and onto the tape instead. So kind of a supportive tape. And I'll try and demonstrate for you in another video how to tape up your fingers, but you should use the H taping that kind of keeps the ligament into the finger. Also, you can get like a plastic prosthetic that kind of pushes the ligament into the finger as well also. But these are custom made and kind of harder to get your hands on. Okay. The outcome for most of these, if you go about it a bit pragmatically, shouldn't be too bad. If you have some kind of, what do we call it, body awareness, you should be able to feel when you can put a bit of load on it and when you should take a break from what's agitating this injury. Try and move a bit away from the full crimp and the half crimp positions and go a bit more to open hand if it's a pulley thing. If you still have exactly the same type of pain in the open hand, then we start suspecting that maybe it could be in the sheet around the tendons or in the tendon itself that you could have an injury. And the same applies here, that you really need to be careful, think about what you're doing, how much stress you're putting on the hands, and maybe focus on another aspect of your training right now. So, as with all types of ligament or tendinous injuries, it takes quite a bit of time to get past them because we just don't make stuff like that in our bodies as fast as we do like muscle tissue. So expect quite a few weeks before you're pain-free, but learn how to deal with it, because this is something that most likely will come and go through your climbing career or your life in the sport. So being able to self-assess and understand how long time this will take to like heal is very important. As with every type of injury, please, if there's any type of doubt, see your physio. You can book me, you can book any physio, but try and get somebody who knows a bit about hands and what goes on down here. Now, if you're one of the girls or guys who are like, yeah, I've been in pain there for around, I don't know, a year. I hear those stories quite often. People suffering from injury in this area for years before they do anything about it. Most likely you have a chronic condition in the area that needs dealing with, or otherwise it might be a sensitized tissue which your brain interprets with pain, with movement in this area. Either way, it would be a really good idea to go by physio and try and determine exactly what is the problem. Because if you have pain a year out from an injury, an overuse injury, likely you're using it way too much, so you never get time to heal, or you have something chronic, because in a year, all the stuff down here should be new and like built up again from your body. So please see someone licensed if that's the case, okay? So this was a bit about pulleys. If you have any questions regarding these types of injuries, please leave a comment. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed and you learned something today, and please subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in a future video. See ya!
ISO Indies, where y'all from?
ISO, Indies. Yeah, live free, speak your piece. Stay humble in these streets, yeah. In these streets. Let's go. Playground parks with the trees and the cars. Brownstone buildings with the kids on the porch. Murals on the walls for the ones that we lost. Bodegas on the corner, let me see what's in store. Subway stations with the maps in the cars. Summer cookouts, uncle got the sandals on. Statue of Liberty, we holding up the torch. If they ask where I'm from, tell them this is New York.
We from the home of the biggie, people blowing they ciggies. And these girls going wild cause they flashing they this litty. Watch your steps cause these blocks be. We grew up on that bad boy in 96 with Diddy. Take a walk, come with me. Let me show you what really go down. Fiends on the corner, every hood got a deli or crowns. Cops pull us over, it don't matter if you black or you brown. City never sleeps, this the place that where hip hop was found.
Playground parks with trees and the cars. Brownstone buildings with the kids on the porch. Murals on the walls for the ones that we lost. Bodegas on the corner, let me see what's in store. Space stations with the